You hear that sound? That is the noise of one of nature's most aggressive sounds, thunder. There is no sound more raw or aggressive than the sound of thunder. Well, except for one thing. Ah, hell yeah. Good afternoon or good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're from. Welcome back to Fort Loco Motor Complex. We are back for some more racing, however, it's a big one today. With us still feeling the hype for American Speedfest, despite it being a few weeks ago now, I thought, you know what, we'd try our own version of Speedfest. So welcome to our edition of American Speedfest. We've got some big acts on the racetrack today. We've got 3 big events, one of them being the headline event, which we'll get to later on. But for now, I am NASCAR Gamer, and once again, I'm joined in the booth by my good friend, NRP.
You know, I've been with you in the booth multiple times now, but this event right here is easily the most energetic I've ever felt for a NASCAR stop-motion race yet.
The reason for that is because we have 3 races on today, so it's a big one at American Speedfest. The Speedfest in real life is our way of celebrating Americana, with American racing such as the NASCAR Euro Series being the headline act, American music, American car displays, and a fun day out for the family and friends. It is genuinely such a good time every single year it comes around, and there's no doubt Speedfest 13 will be another brilliant one. So, you know what, I thought, why not try our own version of it? We've got our own diecast shops at Gridwalk, we've got car displays, and we've got headline racing events going on the track. First up, the trucks.
We have 13 truckers lined up down the pit lane, where in a few moments' time, we will let them run wild.
And it sure will be wild. No other vehicles have been on the track since yesterday, so not much rubber is laid down on the track. And this is the first time we've actually had a truck race on the NASCAR Gamer channel when it comes to stop motions. So this is going to be completely brand new. It's going to be buck wild. Of course, not only that, but it's just turned summer. It's hot. The sun is beaming down on the track. It's one of the nicest days, but it's also one of the hottest. And look at this crowd right here. They are dedicated fans.
We also have a nice hearty crowd here at Fort Loco. In fact, our race reporter Maisie is down in Redneck Village already. Let's see if we can get her connected.
I'm currently down in the...
Is everything alright down there, Maisie?
We haven't had any racing on, and already we've got a rowdy party down in the infield. It's going to be wild.
Oh man, that looks like so much fun. Wish I could be down there.
No, NRP, I'm sorry. I know you want to have a fun time, but you can't even have a sip of Pepsi Max without feeling a little dozy and as if you're going to be wobbling all over the place. Not a great idea. We've got work to do.
Anyway, those are the paramedics' problem now. Let's have a look at this 1-mile long road course. What's unique about this track is how short it is. It's basically a short track, but it's a road course, so it's going to be fast, windy, and also short and narrow.
Exactly like you said. This track is quite unique in the sense of it, instead of it being a normal road course where it's wide, you have loads of runoff, and it tends to be a couple miles in length, this one is pretty much the same size as an average speedway that the Cup Series go to. And the difference is there's not a whole lot of runoff. It's narrow, it's treacherous, it's going to be chaotic. But anyway, enough of the track talk. We don't know a whole lot about how this is going to go. Neither do the drivers. And speaking of the drivers, the engines are being fired.
Oh man, I've missed hearing them V8s. Time to rock, roll, and rumble here at Fort Loco. Come on, you Balmy Army mother truckers.
Phew, you almost gave me a heart attack there. I thought you were going to say something else. Anyway, the pace car now rolls off. Corey Heim leads the field as the pole sitter, and they all start rolling away off the pit lane. It's time to get our first race underway. Okay, all the trucks, all 14 of them have rolled off the pit lane, so it's time to look at today's starting lineup for the trucks. In row 1, is it Heim time once again? Corey Heim, as always, in the pole alongside Lane Riggs. And in row 2, we have the Cup regulars Ross Chastain and Kyle Busch.
In row 3, we have Joey Logano and two-time truck champ Ben Rhodes. Then in row 4, Nick Sanchez and the return for Brett Moffitt.
Followed in row 5, we have Ty Majeski alongside Hailie Deegan, and then in row 6, Truck Series veteran Matt Crafton alongside Jordan Anderson.
Finally, in row 7, there's Thad Moffitt and Donnie.
How do you pronounce that?
Are we even allowed to say that?
I mean, come on, NRP, it's his name. We better say it.
All right, fine. In last place, there's Donnie Schatz.
Okay, keep it together, NRP. About to go racing. The safety car heads down the pit lane, and we're now underway at Fort Loco for the first time in American Speedfest.
Lane Riggs misses the first corner. He's going to lose a few spots.
Yeah, not the best start for Lane Riggs. He had the disadvantage, and he goes through the grass again. That's now 2 times he's gone off the track. As we now go into lap 2, Corey Heim leads the way. We got 3 wide further back.
My gosh, that's still 3 wide.
Oh, not the best spot to go 3 wide. And surprisingly, none of them hit the wall whatsoever. They managed to sort things out. Back to double file. Meanwhile, back up front, Corey Heim is able to build a little bit of a gap over Ross Chastain. He's not gone too far away from him for the time being, but he's kept the lead.
Here comes Kyle Busch to the inside of Joey Logano. The Cup regulars fight it out for third.
And look at this right here. You've got Nick Sanchez looking to try and get to the inside of Joey Logano as well. Joey's got a lot going on right now. Heck, they're side by side once again through the Gridwalk King.
Corey Heim continues to lead. Thank God he's finally got a Cup ride for 2027. Full time. This kid deserves it.
I mean, he's literally outrunning 3 Cup drivers in the trucks. So, yeah, he deserves a full-time Cup ride, as Ross Chastain continues to ride second, but he's unable to really close that gap. As you see, most of the leaders are going single file, except for the further back.
Side by side between Moffitt and Riggs. Lane is trying to make up for the poor start.
Man, Riggs has been literally involved in everything in this race so far. He's once again side by side with Brett Moffitt. Hopefully they sort that out. It kind of looks like back up front that Chastain slightly closed the gap a little bit. But once again, I mean, Corey Heim, he's unstoppable.
Riggs gets ahead of Moffitt and makes his way up to 5th place, right behind Logano.
So, yeah, once again, we are back to mostly single file through the field. Thankfully, they go to sort that out. Look at this.
Logano makes an aggressive block. He goes wide at turn 1.
Oh, there was a little bit of contact between Lane Riggs and Joey Logano. Fingers crossed that it's only slight dents in the bodywork.
Logano is off the pace. I think that contact may have cut his left rear down.
Oh, no, that's not what Logano really wants to have. He's going to have to pit if he's able to, because you won't be able to ride around with a puncture or anything like that.
Okay, he's made it to pit road. No caution.
That's right, no yellow flag. Instead, we're showing the white flag. 1 lap to go in the first race of the day for the NASCAR trucks. Corey Heim has been dominant.
He managed to hold off Chastain for the entire race. Just give him that checkered flag, boy.
He makes it through the Gridwalk kink nice and safely through the final corners. You all know what time it is. It is Heim time. Corey Heim gets the dub in the trucks. Once again, unbelievable.
What a performance by Corey Heim. It's the Heim time once again.
He's going to meet the NASCAR marshal. He's going to do a little burnout with the American flag. That's going to be the kind of the traditional thing to do if for any time you win here at Speedfest for today. You see, nicely lined up at the Gridwalk kink. But there he is, the king of the truck series, standing on top of his truck. We're going to hand you down to Maisie for post-race interviews with your winner, Corey Heim.
Corey Heim, as always, you have won in absolute domination. How does it feel knowing that you've once again made history?
I just am so grateful to be where I'm at. Just so thankful for Tricon Garage, Toyota for taking a chance on me years ago, and Safelight, Mobile One, Yahoo, Celsius for every bit of their support. I just this just is such a relief, to say the least. I mean, just so thankful for everybody. I mean, there's so many names I could go through. Trevor and Blake for all my prep work, 2311 for everything they do for me on the development side. There's such a long list, like I said, of names, but just so thankful for everyone involved.
Well done, Corey Heim. That was a well-deserved victory. You led every single lap. Not a single driver led another lap bar Corey Heim. Ross Chastain kind of stayed in second, was unable to really close the gap, but likewise, the gap didn't really grow too much. Kyle Busch, a nice 3rd place. Lane Riggs, back to 4th, a nice recovery. You got Nick Sanchez in 6th. Hailie Deegan in 8th, that's pretty good. Jordan Anderson in 9th, and Ben Rhodes rounding out the top 10. As we now have a look at the rest of the race results when they pop up on our screen. There we go. Matt Crafton in 11th. We have Thad Moffitt in 12th. Donnie Schatz I'm so sorry, mate. In 13th, and Joey Logano, sadly, last place.
And there's our man, the legendary Donnie Schatz.
Oh god, you know this is going to be another one of our funny jokes, NRP. You know that, right? We're not going to live this down for any time we're in the commentary booth together for the rest of eternity. But yes, just unfortunate for Joey Logano. He was the only driver that finished a lap down. Just a shame about that little bit of contact.
No one DNF, but Logano did finish a lap down. I'm sure he's not too thrilled with Lane Riggs right now.
I wouldn't blame him, but at the same time, we'd have to have a look at the replay to see what happened, because it didn't look like there was any kind of intentional kind of contact between the two drivers. It just looked like hard racing that just went a little bit too far. But honestly, for a truck race, I was expecting it to just be pandemonium and chaos. Trucks constantly going off in the gravel trap at the Gridwalk kink, constant yellow flags, race ending under 6 or 8 overtimes, or even one of them ended up where the drunken rednecks are in a party field right now. I was expecting 2023 Phoenix-styled malarkey today for the trucks, I won't lie. But you know what? They really behaved, despite being pickup truck drivers. You got to give our hats off to them, including Donnie Schatz, who just ran around in the back, probably regretting having a Taco Bell. Despite Logano finishing a lap down, all the drivers did finish the race. Obviously, it was only 10 laps, so it weren't that long, but, considering how much chaos I was expecting, that is quite good going. So, hats off to all the drivers.
The green flag drops, and Corey Haim gets a good launch, and they're surprisingly surviving turn 1.
Well, they almost survived bar Lane Riggs. I mean, technically he did, but he had to take an evasive manoeuvre to prevent any kind of accidents. And you see, he goes through the grass once again.
There was a lot of side-by-side and 3 wide moments throughout the field.
Now, here's the incident with Logano and Lane Riggs. You see a bit of contact, and now that's probably what set his tyre down.
Then, from start to finish, Haim puts on a masterclass up front and wins yet again.
Honestly, not really so much a surprise. He's just so good behind the wheel of the trucks. He made history last season. I wasn't expecting anyone else to win, bar him today. And you see, a little bit of a post-race confrontation between Logano and Riggs.
Doesn't look hostile or aggressive, but Logano is definitely a little frustrated. But he's obviously racing later on in the Cup Series, so he's got to put that aside and prepare for later on.
That's a very good point, NRP. You don't really want to be lingering on to any of those negative thoughts for later on. You've got to keep a nice positive mindset. Now, we're going to slow it down and look once again and see what happens. So you see Lane Riggs look to make a move.
Lane makes a move to the inside and Logano goes to make a block.
Yeah, that's just racing there. Logano, probably a bit of a harsh block, but again, rightfully so. There's nothing wrong with that. You see right there, there's a little bit of contact. That was no ill intention whatsoever, I don't think so. And that's what set the tyre down. You can see it there. That caused a big tyre rub, which led to the puncture. I wouldn't say that's intentional. That was just really hard racing. I mean, Lane Riggs had a tough day. He was trying to regain all the positions that he had lost.
Now, that's no doubt what cut his tyre down. Credit to Joey for keeping the truck under control, though.
It may have been a small little incident, but he vented it from being a bigger incident, from potentially either spinning out or even bringing out a yellow flag. So, hats off to Logano.
The truck's put on a good show, but it's only getting started. Up next is what's considered to be the best series in NASCAR currently, that being the O'Reilly Series.
Oh, that's right, the O'Reilly Series. Cool, they always put on a blimmin' good show. And luckily for you guys, that's exactly what's happening next. We've finished with the trucks for the day. Up next is the O'Reilly Series. We're going to quickly head to a commercial, but stay tuned, we'll be right back. Like most NASCAR fans, I've always enjoyed collecting the NASCAR Diecast. But apart from the yearly trip to American Speedfest, I never really had an idea of where you could actually get them from, as from the UK, it's pretty hard. Well, that was until I heard about my good friends at Gridwalk.co.uk. Gridwalk is the official place to buy your NASCAR diecast, whether you want a 124 or 164 model. Right now, you can officially order the brand new 2025 and 2026 diecast. What's really cool is Gridwalk allow fast, reliable delivery, so your diecast will arrive to you quicker than Bill Elliott at Talladega. And heck, it gets even better, Gridwalk offer international shipping. Just make sure to email them at info@gridwalk.co.uk before you order. Some of the diecasts you'll see in the NASCAR stop motions and videos I make are from Gridwalk themselves, so a huge massive thank you to Gridwalk for just everything they've done throughout the last couple of years. It means a lot. So what are you guys waiting for? Make sure to check them out at www.gridwalk.co.uk. Once again, a big thank you to our good friends at Gridwalk. Make sure to check them out.
Welcome back to the American Speedfest of Fort Loco Motor Complex.
You see it in our live shots right now. The O'Reilly cars are lined up on the grid, ready to go racing.
The grid is lined up and we're almost ready to go racing in the NASCAR O'Reilly Series.
This race is probably going to be another buck wild one. These cars, man. Oh, man.
These cars drive like proper stock cars on a road course. They're clunky, hard to handle, and drivers always have to push to the very limits and beyond. We're in for a great race.
We're also in for a great battle as the two drivers up front are two of the best road course races we've seen in modern NASCAR. Our story begins at Chicago, where Shane Van Gisbergen, former V8 supercar ace, is up against young phenom Connor Zilic, who are both brilliant on the road courses. They're both sliding around, proper battling each other, but the first round with Chicago, SVG gets the win. All of his experience on the street course from the V8 supercar days really have paid off, and he has some of the most wins on any road course in NASCAR history. Then the story continues with Sonoma in wine country, where the two battle at it once again, and SVG even gives a friendly thumbs up to Connor. This is a sign of just good, clean racing, despite it being a little bit harsh, like a slight little bumper if you're not Robbins racing. And despite the fury of SVG, Connor Zilic manages to hang on to the win and actually holds off SVG. Not many drivers in NASCAR say they can do that. And then round 3 at the Glen last August, where the two once again are at it. They're proper battling each other. There's a lot of side-by-side, some really good racing. But things do get a little out of hand when Connor Zilic runs wide off turn 6, I think that is, and goes back up the track and then ends up tagging SVG, which ends up taking him out. And that ends their brilliant rivalry of that race. Well, it looks like it's about to heat up once again as the pace car's ready to roll off. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be insane. It's going to be brilliant. NRP, you ready?
I was born ready. On the front row, SVG will be up against Connor Zilic, where the rivalry is all about to heat up. Then you have Justin Allgaier alongside Jesse Lowe in row 2.
In row 3, we have Williams Sawalage alongside Cup Series driver Ty Gibbs. In row 4, return for Casey Kane to NASCAR and alongside Austin Hill.
Then in row 5, you have former Cup Series driver Eric Almirola, and he's alongside Sam Mayer in the 1 car. Then behind them in the 6th row, you have Daniel Suarez and O'Reilly winner Sheldon Creed.
Row 7 is shared by Sammy Smith and Chandler Smith, not related, and row 8, Ryan Vargas and Brandon Jones.
In row 9, you have Harrison Burton, former Daytona Cup winner, alongside Jeffrey Earnhardt. In row 10, you then have Kyle Weatherman alongside Cesar Baccarella.
Akinori Ogata and Landon Castle share row 11, and in row 12 you have Natalie Decker and BJ McLeod, the GOAT.
Then, last but not least, you have Josh Bilicki and Thomas Antonietta in row 13.
We're now going to quickly pass you down to Maisie in the redneck area.
We're in for 12 thrilling laps with the NASCAR O'Reilly Series. Will SVG keep the crown as the road course king? Or will young Connor Zilic overthrow him? Or will someone else steal the victory? Well, time to find out.
Thank you very much, Maisie. As always, enjoy the race. Oh, it's going to be brilliant, and I can tell you that now. The pace car's ready to duck on down pit road. SVG, Connor Zilic, here we go. Time to bring the noise.
Oh, we have problems for Austin Hill in the back. What a save!
Man, what a save by Austin Hill. I believe Ty Gibbs went off as well, so 2 cars was a problem already, as SVG understandably leads the first lap. We've got 3 wide back in the pack. Oh no, that's not going to go well.
This is going to be big.
Oh, big impact by Jeffrey Earnhardt into the back of Austin Hill, and that, understandably, is going to be a yellow flag, the first yellow flag of the day.
Ty Gibbs also involved. He's trying to back away from the wall. He gets it back going.
And again, Austin Hill and Ty Gibbs, they were the two that had the mistake in the first corner. They lost all that track position. That just goes to show you how the slightest little mistake can really cost you over time. You see right there was just contact by Eric Almirola.
You see that? Eric Almirola makes contact with Austin Hill in turn 1, which sets him around.
And meanwhile, look at this. Ty Gibbs, he managed to recover as well, but he ends up being in the middle of a 3-wide scenario. And as a result, look at Harrison Burton. He really has nowhere to go and ends up going into the left side of Chandler Smith. He ends up going around, blocks the track. Most of the drivers did a good job of avoiding and slowing down, but Jeffrey Earnhardt just had no time to react and goes into the back of Austin Hill. And that really is what really brought out the yellow flag for sure. I mean, the track was blocked. That was going to bring out a yellow flag. But my gosh, that is a big incident. We're going to carry on with racing in just a moment, but first, a quick commercial. Oh wow, I didn't know you started another YouTube channel, NRP. Welcome back to Fort Loco for the American Speedfest. Currently under yellow flag during the O'Reilly Series race. At the end of that one we had a multiple car incident which took out Jeffrey Earnhardt and Austin Hill. Unlucky for those two. But yeah, we're ready to go back racing.
We're almost ready to go back racing, and here comes the choose car.
We see they're quite indecisive by quite a few teams. They think about going into one side and then all of a sudden they immediately change at the last second. Gonna be interesting.
We have a nice hearty crowd at the moment, enjoying some brilliant stock car racing. I imagine we'll see some more people before the headline act in a little bit.
Oh yes, I mean the O'Reilly Series may have the better racing product, but you can't miss out on the Cup Series. We have a lot of display cars just off the final corner, and the safety car's going to head back down into the pits, and we're ready to go back racing. Here we go. Both Allgaier and SVG get a decent start together.
Yeah, he goes a little wide. Here comes Carlos Illich to his inside, looking to retake second.
Restarting the outside lane is quite a tough one. It's kind of like a gamble. You're going to start on the front row if depending on what happens. But you see Justin Allgaier, he's falling back.
Allgaier is struggling on the outside. This track only really has one racing line to follow. So being on the outside while starting up front has been a real disadvantage. And he's now falling back.
But he now gets to the inside and Williams and Wallace is on the outside. Things may finally turn around for him if he's able to stay on the inside, because as you say, it's not really a multi-groove track. As Williams and Wallace tries to make a move to the inside, no such luck.
As we already know, it's very easy to mess up around this track. So any move you plan on making, you've got to be extra careful with it.
Of course, we've spoken about how narrow the track is. For drivers like SVG, this is surely quite a breeze. I mean, you see right here, Connor Zilic. Well, yes, again, there is a bit of a gap. He's not letting SVG get away. He is just as quick as him, but as you say, the track is just difficult to pass with.
And that's just trying to pass the Kiwi, let alone the fact he's driving away from everyone. It drains you just trying to keep up.
That, and also Zilic is up against a driver who, it doesn't matter whatever it is, if it's got four wheels, he can make it dance. So he's literally got one of the best drivers, one of the most experienced drivers when it comes to road course racing in all of racing just in front of him. Now obviously there's still 2 laps to go onwards of now, so there's always a chance SVG could slip up and Connor Zilic could potentially get the lead. I mean look, he's kind of closed the gap a bit, but it's going to be a tough one.
If Zilic has any plans in mind, now's the time to attack.
The white flag's now in the air, 1 lap to go in the NASCAR O'Reilly Series here at Fort Loco. SVG has dominated today. In some ways, I feel like this is going to be a taste of what's going to happen later on in the Cup Series. Connor Zilic, unfortunately, is just too far back. And SVG, coming off the final corner, he's going to win in the NASCAR O'Reilly Series. Well, NRP, the Kiwi gets it done again. Now, anytime SVG wins a race, he always puts on a fantastic show with his burnouts. Will he do it again? Let's find out. Hell yeah, now that is what I call a celebration. Well done to SVG, he has won the O'Reilly race here today. Now I'm going to pass you on to Maisie down in the Gridwalk kink.
SVG has done it again. Once again, he's proven that he can manhandle a stock car on these road courses.
Oh, that's awesome. What a great race. It was pretty wild there at the end, and I can't thank all the racing guys enough. Our WeatherTech tomorrow was amazing, and it's a privilege to race here. This event is amazing, what NASCAR has done. So Yeah, what NASCAR's done here, what a show. So pretty cool feelings. Hopefully we can repeat.
Well done, Shane. Of course, your days are not over yet. He and Connor will be head-to-head in a bit for the headline act, the NASCAR Cup Series. These first 2 races have been very eventful, and we've yet to see the top division in NASCAR. But now, Shane has the rugby ball. He's going to kick it into the crowd.
Oh man, what a boot. Who's going to catch it?
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
I'd say that's more embarrassing than painful. I mean, mate, you're supposed to catch the freaking ball.
Mate, you have to catch the ball.
Anyway, we're now going to have a quick look at our race results. SVG on top, potentially his first of 2 wins today, depending on what happens later on. Connor Zilic so close, he was really quick today. And then Justin Allgaier, a good 3rd place. You then have Williams Wallace in 4th place, and then Ryan Fargus in 5th place.
A good run-in for Casey Kane in his NASCAR return.
Daniel Suarez in P11 alongside former Cup driver Eric Almirola in P12. A good strong finish for Landon Castle in that number 10 car in that part-time ride, alongside Akinori Ogata in the number 53 car, and also a good comeback for Chandler Smith, P17. I mean, he was one that got tagged causing that big crash on lap 1. He came back and actually finished the race. That's pretty good going. You then have Natalie Decker in 21st, Thomas Annunziata in 22nd, Josh Bilicki in 23rd.
Only 1 car was a lap down, but 2 drivers did DNF, that being Austin Hill and Jeffrey Earnhardt, from that lap 1 debacle.
Now, unless you include Joey Logano and Lane Riggs contacting the Truck Series earlier, that race went off really without a hitch. The same, however, couldn't really be said for the O'Reilly race, as we're now going to take a look back at what happened. As always, a good start for Shane Van Gisbergen, but not so much for Austin Hill and Ty Gibbs.
A great save by Hill right there.
Unfortunately, that put him right back in the danger zone. Chandler Smith gets tagged by Harrison Burton, causing a trap block up, and Austin Hill got rear-ended by Jeffrey Earnhardt. Nowhere to go. They're both out of the race. We then get the race back going, where it's once again SVG just stayed up front. Connor Zilic was trying to hunt him down as best as he could, but there is no such thing as trying to outrun the Kiwi. And of course, once again, the V8 supercar ace Shane Van Gisbergen once again dominates and puts on a fantastic show on a NASCAR road course race.
So, we have completed both the trucks and the O'Reilly series. That now means we're on 1 step closer to our headline act of the day, the NASCAR Cup Series.
Ah yes, coming up next after the advert break is the NASCAR Cup Series. It's going to be awesome, it's going to be epic. In this race, you're going to see roughly 30 of NASCAR's very best in the business taking on Fort Loco Motor Complex. It's going to be rough, it's going to be rowdy, it's going to be epic. We'll see you in a moment. Some of the best slot car racing in the United Kingdom, make sure to check out the Timaru Slot Car Racing YouTube channel. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are now 1 step closer to getting the NASCAR Cup Series underway here at Fort Loco.
Right now, we have the Gridwalk sessions to look at the real racing event. This allows a fan a chance to meet with a favorite driver, get a picture with them, get an autograph signed, and most importantly, they can see the cars that make the sport so iconic.
Oh my gosh, this is easily one of the busiest stop motion races we have attended thus far. I don't think we've even really seen a stop motion with such a crowd like this before on the NASCAR Gamer YouTube channel. Just seeing all these fans on this racetrack, it's just hyping me up, NRP.
This is going to be a great race. I can't wait 10 minutes. I want it now.
Whoa, calm your horses down, NRP. Unfortunately, we do need to stick to TV scheduling, otherwise we'll get just as bad of a reputation as Fox Sports. And trust me, that is not a fate that any racing network would ever want to have. And my gosh, look how busy it is.
My gosh, that's really busy. I imagine this is what the Gridwalk will look like in real life in Speedfest over this weekend.
NRP, you might want to put that script down. It's a little bit outdated. You see, this event was supposed to be on the 4th of June, but unfortunately we ran into some delays. But we finally getting it ready today. And my goodness, look at this fan. This is a dedicated Ty Dillon fan.
Look at this, fans. Whoa!
Now, either this guy is fueled by excitement for the race, or he's just topped up on too much beer.
He must be drunk. His internet's lagging.
I mean, my goodness, this guy's spinning around. Oh my goodness, turn the camera away. I am literally just getting dizzy just watching that guy. I mean, that's got to be some kind of world record, though, for the most amount of spins humanly possible. Anyway, we're now going to have a look at the rest of the grid walk. You see further up the grid, closer to the front, you've got a lot of drivers, a lot of fans seeing their favourite drivers. And of course, I think the most popular thing on the grid right now is the 2010 Car of Tomorrow Greg Biffle car. Even though it's been over 6 months since the tragic events, it's still quite unreal to think about what happened in December with Greg Biffle and his entire family. May they all rest in peace. The Biff, as he was nicknamed, will always and forever be not just a legend on the track, but a legend as a human being. May they all rest in peace. This was also filmed pretty much just before we learnt about the passing of NASCAR legend Kyle Busch as well, so there will be a tribute post-race for Rowdy Man. Now, I believe Maisie has caught up with SVG, our pole sitter. Take it away, Maisie.
Thank you, NG. I'm here once again with SVG, who won the O'Reilly race earlier, starting up front, looking to win once again in the NASCAR Cup Series.
Thank you to Trackhouse. We weren't very good in practice, and then qualifying was amazing. Good tweaks. What a race car! And then Stephen made great calls. I wasn't sure how it was going to work, and then to run them down like that, very, very special to do 2 in a row.
I mean, you have a whole field of wild maniacs behind you who'll do anything to get the victory. They put on a lot of pressure, so it's great to see how you can keep calm and make everything look easy when behind the wheel.
Oh, for sure, but it's not easy. Everyone's really good. There was a lot of pressure there, and Connor was good, Tyler Reddick, there were some really good guys and a lot of pressure, so just stoked for these guys, you know, to execute every facet of our game, and speechless. It's so cool.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. SVG is ready to go and win again, but this time he's got to deal with the Cup regulars. Will he be victorious once more?
Oh yeah, of course. He's most likely, I think he's got the highest chances of winning. He won the race earlier, he's starting up front, but he does have Tyler Reddick alongside him, who's been one of the most dominant drivers in real life during the 2026 season. He finished quite well at Watkins Glen. He obviously won Circuit of the Americas. There's some road courses he's been really quick at this year.
Of course, there's Carson Hocevar, or known as the Hurricane. Where he goes, there will be chaos brought along with him. He may spoil the party.
Right behind 2 of NASCAR's more experienced drivers, you have 2 of NASCAR's younger drivers. So you have, as you said, Carson Hocevar, and then you've got Connor Zilic, who came so close to winning earlier against SVG. Just didn't have enough time and just was a little bit too far back. But he's a very experienced road course racer, even taking part in the 24-hour Daytona once. I'm sure he can get the job done, starting in P4. And then you have Kyle Larson, one of the top drivers in NASCAR. He may be going through a bit of a rough patch right now, as he hasn't won a Cup race since 2025, but he's still a driver to keep in mind.
Then you have Super Mario. Ryan Blaney. He's really quick, and when he's mad, you want to steer clear of him. I reckon he'll do pretty well.
Yeah, when he's mad, he likes jumping on Goombas and breaking bricks with his bare knuckles. Anyway, after that, we have Chase Elliott in the Amazon Prime car. Now, 2026 has been a tough year for Hendrick Motorsports. Alex Bowman, William Byron and Kyle Larson, they've been there at times, but they've they just haven't really got the job done. But Chase Elliott has 2 wins this year. He's kind of carried the team a little bit. And then speaking of carrying the team, right now, Denny Hamlin is currently carrying Joe Gibbs Racing. In the real life 2026 season, so far, he has 5 wins. Can he get another one today? And then just behind him, you have his teammate, Christopher Bell. Now, a few weeks ago at Michigan, he suffered quite a scary crash with Chase Elliott where he actually fractured his wrist. Despite that, he's still going to take part. He's got a backup driver if need be. He's a tough cookie. And alongside him, William Byron, looking to try and be the first driver bar from Chase Elliott to get a win for Hendrick Motorsports in 2026. Now that there is the full lineup for the top 10, so they're the first 5 rows of the grid. Behind them, you have row 6 of Chase Briscoe and Daniel Suarez. You have Chris Buescher the Pusher. He's starting in P13th. He could potentially be a threat today. He's quite good on the road courses, even once beating SVG at Watkins Glen. Now everyone bow down. It's time to hail to the Watermelon Man. That is Ross Chastain, starting in P14th. Then in row 8, starting in 16th place, you obviously have the legend Kyle Busch. Now everyone here will be wishing Kyle Busch all the very best of luck in today's race. He's alongside Alex Bowman, the showman, in the 48 car. Then in row number 10, all the way back in 20th place, you have young Ty Gibbs, who got his first career win at Bristol earlier this year, beating out Ryan Blaney. He's starting mid-pack, so it'll be a tough one, but he could make some moves today.
And there he is, Bad Brad. Even though he hasn't won in over 2 years, he's still someone who I'd consider a contender.
We now continue to look further back down the order as we now head towards the Gridwalk Kink, where you have the two of NASCAR's most iconic numbers, the 43, once driven by Richard Petty, now Eric Jones, and the 3, once driven by the legend Dale Earnhardt, now driven by Austin Dillon. And then just behind them, rounding off the grid, you have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Noah Gragson, a return for Corey LaJoie in the 01 car and Ty Dillon, and then you have Cody Ware. So now that isn't the rough lineup, which we'll be getting to once we get the engines fired. But that's just a list of the drivers that will be taking part in today's race. You see a nice big full grid. And of course, one thing that's nice to see in 2026 is a nice packed crowd. In fact, this is a sold-out crowd here at Fort Loco, ready for some good racing today. But first, the pre-race ceremony is about to get underway.
It's now time for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up, Slash. That was insane!
I was not expecting the fireworks. the jets and the big old explosion off the final corner. Either way, that was cool. And what's even cooler is that next up we have Ryan Vargas with the Grand Command.
Hey, this is NASCAR driver Ryan Vargas, and I'm super excited to be here to give the command for today's race. So, without further ado, drivers, start your engines.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Up front, Tyler Reddick and Shane Van Gisbergen and all 30 of NASCAR's greatest modern day drivers are ready to let it rip around Fort Loco. The engines rumble and roar to life along the front stretch. All the fans in the grandstand are ready. The fans along the catch fence are also all ready. And all the fans in the infield who are partying out like it's Talladega Boulevard are also ready. I'm ready. NRP, you ready?
I'm always ready.
Alright, we're all ready, all set to go racing for the NASCAR Cup Series around Fort Loco for the headline act of American Speedfest. And speaking of Speedfest, I can hear Thunderstruck playing over the tannoy. This is so cool, this is bad to the bone.
There goes the Biff as he now takes off for the formation lap.
You see the NASCAR officials stand in the middle of the racetrack, their hands go up, the field begins to roll and the start of the formation lap has now begun. But first up, time to look at the starting lineup for today's race. Row 1, Shane Van Gisbergen and Tyler Reddick, and in row 2, Carson Hocevar and Connor Zilic.
In row 3, you have Young Money Kyle Larson alongside Ryan Blaney. Then in row 4, there's most popular driver Chase Elliott alongside veteran sensation Denny Hamlin.
In row 5, you have Christopher Bell and William Byron. Then in row 6, Chase Briscoe and Daniel Suarez.
In row 7, you have Chris Boucher and Ross Chastain. Hail to the Watermelon Man. In row 8, you have Alex Bowman the Showman alongside the legend himself, Kyle Rowdy Busch.
In row 9, you have Joey Logano and Austin Cindric. In row 10, Brad Keselowski and Ty Gibbs.
Let's go! Row 11, Josh Berry for the Wood Brothers and Bubba Wallace. In row 12, there's that Jones boy, along with his teammate John Hunter Nemechek.
In row 13, you have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Austin Dillon. Then in row 14, Corey LaJoie, and followed alongside Noah Gragson.
And finally, there's Cody Ware, and alongside him Ty Dillon, who have both round out the field in row 15.
That's your starting lineup presented by Gridwalk, as we now have a quick look at our race analysis. It's a 20-lap race, which is equivalent to 20 miles on the Fort Loco Motor Complex road course. You then have 30 drivers in this field on a nice sunny day, but the thing is, the track's very slick. It's going to be a hot one. Yeah, the entire field's now lined up side by side, which means one thing, we're ready to go racing.
Right, all right, NASCAR gamer, are you ready?
You know I'm ready, NRP.
Boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys!
Once again, SVG masters the restart of these races. You see Tyler Reddick begins to fall back a little bit. The outside lane a bit of a disadvantage. Here comes Carson Hocevar on the inside. He clears him. And then Connor Zilic looks to get into third place ahead of Tyler Reddick. And then we're now lap 1 in the books.
Larson and Elliott side by side going into turn 1.
Oh, they collide. Teammates hit.
Oh no, Larson's into the wall.
I think Larson might be done for the day. That may have just destroyed his toe link on the right-hand side. Now, whether the yellow flag's going to come out yet, we're still green for the moment.
We got one around. Hard into the wall.
Oh no, that's William Byron in the 24 car. He went hard into the wall going into the Gridwalk pink. The downfall of Hendrick Motorsports has begun on lap 2 of this race. Larson first, and now William Byron.
That's the part of the track you have to be so careful with. With everyone's going side by side, 3 wide, it gets so narrow. Hopefully he's okay.
My gosh, that was a very hard lick. That was a vicious hit into the outside wall. I mean, he pretty much went head on into it. And I mean, you saw the right side of the car. Anytime the car lifts us from the ground as part of contact into the wall, that's how you know it was a hard hit. As you see, the safety team, the AMR safety team, as always, at the scene as quickly as possible. We're now going to have a quick look back at what has happened. So this is a look back on the demise of Hendrick Motorsports. You see, going into turn 1, contact between Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson. Not the first time the two teammates have collided. That, unfortunately, just unsettles the 5 car, sends it up into the outside wall. Now, it's a pretty decent hit, as we now have a look back at what happened to William Byron. Oh,
Wow, that was a big hit.
Oh my gosh, that was a big impact into that outside wall. Now, I can't tell if there was contact from here and Chris Buescher. No, it looks like he lifted. I don't honestly know what happened there. I mean, they're all stacked up going single file, so whether there was a little bit of a stack up ahead of him, or maybe there wasn't, and Byron thought there was, and lifted, and then Chris Buescher went into the back of him, because you can tell there was slight contact. It's super hard to tell, but either way, you can see that he lifted because the smoke coming out the exhaust pipe.
Great to hear that Byron got out. He walked out whilst we were showing the replay.
That's always a great sign to see. You know, that was a vicious hit for Byron. Great to see that he is okay. Kyle Larson currently down pit road looking to try and make repairs. Yellow flag is currently out here at Fort Loco. An early crash here in the NASCAR Cup Series at American Speedfest. But don't you worry, we'll be right back after the quick commercial.
Hey man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh man.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. When the race
All right, fine. Are we good? We're good.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fort Loco Motor Complex here for the American Speedfest. We're still under the yellow flag for William Byron's hard hit into the outside wall, but the good news is he is okay, he's out of the car, checked and released from the infield care centre, and we're going to pass you on to Maisie.
William Byron is out of the care centre. Whilst the car has had it, luckily the safety of these modern next-gens comes into play once more. Firstly, I'm glad you're okay, William. You had a big impact. Would you mind telling us what happened to cause the crash?
Nobody said anything to my spotter. From what I know, I had zero idea. I was watching him thinking, okay, he missed the bottom a little bit here, and then he just started slowing, and I was like, had no idea what was going on. So I'm just devastated.
Oh man, that's a real shame as well. You had a pretty quick car.
We were right there with the 5. I got loose at pacing it, and just as good as we were, and it happened like that, it just sucks. So, I don't know, I can't believe it.
Glad to see you're okay, William. Just a shame for Team Hendrick. Already 2 of their superstars are out of the race. Kyle Larson broke the toe link and is looking to try and get it fixed.
James!
What?
Stop filing!
I'm looking for the sodding socket thing that you need to take that out. Do you know where it is? Do you
No,
know where it is?
no.
Do you know what it looks like?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Is this your
Looks
tape
like
measure?
tempers are flying in the 5 garage.
Okay, that doesn't sound good. Oh
No,
my goodness,
you
guys,
actually-
cut away. Okay, my gosh. Sounds like there's a lot of commotion down in the garages where Maisie is right now.
Ah, classic James May and Jizzle. Wait, does this mean Top Gear's returning?
Oh man, NRP, that would actually be so cool. I don't know if it would be, but we can only dream, NRP. As you see, the cars are currently going through the choose cone right now, so we're 1 lap away from going green. And here's another look at the big crash for William Byron. That's just a nasty hit, that is.
You see the smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe? That's a sign the driver is lifted. But what I don't get is why Byron lifted. No one was really stacking up in front of him.
Yeah, I don't really know, NRP. That's hard to tell. I mean, it's always part of the driver's mentality to always be aware and to prepare to react, as soon as. Maybe he thought that they were all going to stack up in front of him and that it was a hesitation. It's really hard to tell, but either way, we're now ready to go back racing here at Fort Loco. SVG, Connors Ridge on the front row, green flags back in the air and now back underway. Zilic around the outside.
Zilic holds it together on the outside.
That's actually the first time we've seen that throughout today. Someone actually holds it around the outside. They don't fall back, and whilst he's not side by side for the lead, he is once again back behind SVG in second place like earlier.
I feel like there's a hurricane brewing. Hocevar just behind in third.
Man, what a race we're about to witness here at NRP. Obviously, SVG knows how these road courses work. You've got Connor Zilic, one of the youngsters, right behind him. And then behind Connor, you've got Carson Hocevar, who, as you said, is a hurricane. Where he goes, there's most likely going to be chaos with him as well. It's going to be chaotic, especially if he tries to go for the win, which no doubt he's going to go with. You see side-by-side back between Kyle Busch and Chase Briscoe going into turn number 1. My only issue for Connor Zilic and Carson Hocevar, pretty much the entire field, is SVG put on an absolute dominating show early in the O'Reilly race. And while these cars are different, you know, at the same time, these are closer to V8 supercars than what the O'Reilly cars are, and he has a ton of experience with those cars, so it's going to be incredibly hard to try and pass him, to try and take away the lead, and to try and win this race.
The issue I have is these cars are very sensitive to dirty air.
That's
so
true.
will make overtakes become a hard task with only 2 laps to go.
That's a very good point there, NRP. Connor could literally be right on SVG's slipstream, but once he goes to pull out a line to make the overtake, next thing you know, the car acts like it's got a parachute to the back of it. Because of the dirty air, there's just so much of it. So passing the SVG, I mean, it's hard enough as it is, but it's going to be even harder for Connor Zilic.
Once again, he's right behind SVG. 1 lap to go.
There's still enough time for Connor Zilic. Oh no, he locks up going into turn 1. That's SVG alongside by side with Connor Zilic now. He goes for the race lead. Can you believe it, NRP? SVG made a mistake. And here comes Hocevar, 3 wide for the race lead. SVG for the grass. They're side by side through the final corner. Carson Hocevar. Where did he come from? He's going to take the win. Oh my gosh. My gosh. What a victory for Carson Hocevar. Where did he come from? He just used the bump and moved them both aside. Neither SVG or CZ actually won the race, but rather the Hurricane. And there's his signature move, hanging out the car whilst he does his celebrations. Time to burn out the nitro. Not only was that an incredible finish to what has been an incredible day here at Fort Loco, but that was an incredible burnout as well. I can't even hear myself thinking. I mean, the crowd is going wild. You can hear the crowd from the infield. You can hear the crowd just next door in the main grandstand. There's the man of the hour, Carson Hocevar, on top of the car, celebrating, waving to the crowd. My gosh, I don't think I'm going to be able to get over that finish. I mean, that was wild. I'm now going to pass you on to you, Maisie.
Carson Hocevar, I cannot believe what I just saw. You just won in an absolute style. How did you do that?
Yeah, I feel like every time I've ever, just see the crowd, I never really got to hear them. I've had this thought up for a while, and I've messed it up every which way to not be able to do it. And I don't care if it took 20 minutes or whatever, I was gonna figure out how to do it. It took me a while. I'm out of breath. But I'm so thankful. This is the biggest dream I've ever thought of. Thank you, everybody. I couldn't have done it in any better way. We rode the Dente today, that's for sure.
That's right. Carson's rode the Dente, done it for Dale, been like the Biff, and raced like Rowdy.
Hell yeah, Maisie. I mean, again, I can't believe it, NRP. Carson Hocevar gets the second career win and does it in absolute style here at Fort Loco. You've got Connor Zilic in second place. He finishes ahead of SVG, so he wins the battle this time. You've got Ryan Blaney in P4, Tyler Reddick in P5, another top 10 for him. Shout out to Christopher Bell finishing in 7th place. Kyle Busch in 8th place as well. A great day for the number 8 team. Joey Logano in P12, redeeming what happened to him in the Truck Series earlier. Daniel Flores in 15th. He took part in the O'Reilly race earlier today. 18th place for Josh Berry. And Bubba Wallace in 20th place rounded out the top 20. As we now look at the rest of the race results, you'll note that no one finished a lap down, but obviously we did have 2 DNFs yet again. Unfortunately, they're both Hendrick Motorsport cars, that being William Byron having his big crash heading towards the Gridwalk kink, and Kyle Larson, who broke a toe link and unfortunately was not able to continue. You know, NRP, anytime any stock car racing series comes onto a road course, you're always in for a spectacle to see. But my gosh, I was not expecting what we saw today at Fort Loco at American Speedfest.
My goodness, what a day of racing it's been. We got to see the highlights from that Cup race.
The chaos starts on immediately on lap number 2 between teammates Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson. Larson with a broken toe link, unable to resume, and a hard crash for William Byron into the outside wall. Unfortunately, his day is done, but he was okay.
We then go back racing where SVG looks to steal another win away. That is until he makes one small mistake, which changes everything.
That allows Zilich to his inside, slowing them both down, and then Carson uses that to his advantage, uses the bumper to move them both out of the way, where Carson Hostfart then gets the win. Now, before we wrap things up for today, we'd like to just spend the rest of the broadcast honouring and remembering the late legendary Kyle Busch, who sadly passed away last month. He will always be a NASCAR legend. May you rest in peace.
Throw at the outside. Here comes Kyle. All the way to the front, to the line. He got it. He got it. Wilson wins. They touch. He puts the ball in the madness. Kyle Busch will win. Tonight he earns his first Cup title. Kyle Busch, the 2015 NASCAR Sprint Cup champion. Kyle Busch is going to win his second Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series championship. And Kyle Busch is going to win barely. Steals one.
Take whatever you can get, man. You never know when the last one's going to be, so cherish them all. Trust me.
Rowdy was a legend of the sport, and he will be dearly missed by everyone.
Absolutely. Kyle wasn't just one of the greatest modern drivers in NASCAR history. He was one of the greatest drivers we've ever seen in the sport of NASCAR. The records he broken, just the driving we saw from him, easily one of the greatest drivers we've ever seen, and he will never be forgotten. Well, NRP, I think that does it for American Speedfest.
It's been a brilliant day of racing, and it's only getting started.
Absolutely, because whilst stop motion action may have finished for today, there's still plenty of stop motion projects in mind that may be happening throughout 2026. Keep an eye out. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Hello everyone, NASCAR Gamer here, and thank you all so much for watching to the very end of today's premiere. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know myself and NRP have enjoyed it. There's been some really good racing today, and yeah, it was so much fun. So pretty much what happened was, it was back on the 4th of June. I just finished actually filming the stop motion itself the day prior, but I hadn't got the graphics or really any of the audio complete yet, so I still had a lot of work to do. So I spent the entire day on the 4th of June pretty much working on it, because I was planning, because the deadline was that day originally, and it got to about 10 o'clock in the evening that night, and I was only halfway through actually recording my voice lines for it, and I just knew, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get it out in time. Friday, Saturday and Sunday obviously were occupied because it was Speedfest itself, so I knew that there was going to be a delay, and yeah, I didn't realise just how long the delay was going to be. Had I had finished it and uploaded it on the 4th of June, on the original date, on that evening, it would have felt very rushed. Like, what I mean by that is the audio would have felt very odd, because pretty much I did the audio, I managed to complete, like, as in, like, the background noises, the car noises, by that evening, but I couldn't find like really many clips off YouTube at the time because I was rushing as well. So I literally resorted to just booting up NASCAR 25, just using a replay on the trucks, the O'Reilly and the Cup Series, and it just sounded very, very off. And you know, when you spend by that point nearly 2 months working on a big project like that, you know, you spend hours and hours, you know, time and passion and many late nights working on a stop motion like that. You know, you don't want it to feel rushed like that, because it feels like as if you kind of wasted your time in a sense. And not only that, but worst of all, it would have been a little bit disrespectful for you guys, because I've been promising every few weeks when I have uploaded, I've been promising about this big project, you know, since March. I'm like, oh man, I'm working on this giant NASCAR stop motion project right now, and it's going really well. It's going to be epic. It's going to be brilliant. And then I uploaded it, and it would have felt very rushed, very cheap. It just would have been a little bit disrespectful for you guys, and I didn't really want that. So I felt like it would have been just better to just delay it. I would have rather have delayed it rather than originally uploaded it on a rushed or late on its scheduled date, and it feeling not very good. So yeah, I had to make quite a few changes. It's now been over 3 months since I started working on it, so it's definitely one of the longest NASCAR stop motion projects I've worked on, but it's now complete. If I'm honest with you though, I do feel really bad about all the delays, because you know, the fact there's been little uploads recently. I do really apologise about that. But now that this big project's out of the way, regular uploads, you know, regular NASCAR stop motion tests, and potentially more stop motion races, no doubt in mind, can, you know, be in the works from this point on. But I'd just like to also thank you all so much for, you know, all the support, all the understanding throughout the last 6 years now. I cannot believe it's now been over 6 years since I first started uploading as NASCAR Gamer. Time's gone by super quick since the lockdown days, my gosh. But I'd just like to thank you all very much just for all the support throughout that time. It's been an absolutely incredible journey, and I'd love to keep making videos, and I absolutely will. You know, even if times start getting more and more busier now and I have less time to make videos, I absolutely will still make NASCAR stop motions, NASCAR gaming videos, and any other content that I've made before, you know, in the downtime. You know, I'll make that for as long as I can. You know, I really enjoy it. It's been so much fun, and there's plenty more videos on the way. As always, I'd love to give another big thank you to our good and loyal friends at Gridwalk.co.uk for everything they have done throughout the last couple of years. As always, make sure to check out their awesome website at www.gridwalk.co.uk. And I hear rumours that there might be some brand new 2025 and 2026 NASCAR Diecasts on the way. I hear there may be a new shipping coming out very, very soon, so keep an eye out. Well, I think that wraps things up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you're new, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button, not literally so you don't break your iPad or anything like that. I don't want any comments saying that you told me to hit the subscribe button, I've broken my iPad or something like that. I don't want any of that. But literally, you don't literally hit it, but you know, just tap the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos just like this, because there will be plenty more of these kind of videos throughout the foreseeable future. I've got some other projects in mind as well. So now that the big one is literally cleared up, it's out of the way, regular uploads can return and will absolutely return. So yeah, time to bring the action. Anyway, that does it for today. I'm NASCAR Gamer.
And I'm NRP.
And he's NRP. And we'll see you next time.